Once upon a time, in the ancient kingdom of Kapilavastu, there lived a young man named Siddhartha. He was the prince of this prosperous kingdom, destined for greatness. However, Siddhartha was not content with his life of luxury and abundance. He felt a deep sense of restlessness and dissatisfaction. One day, Siddhartha decided to leave the palace in search of answers to the questions that troubled his mind. He wanted to understand the nature of suffering and the true meaning of life. His decision shocked his family and the entire kingdom, but Siddhartha was determined to find the truth. Siddhartha embarked on a journey of self-discovery, leaving behind his royal title, wealth, and all the comforts of the palace. He dressed in simple robes and shaved his head, adopting the life of an ascetic. He wandered from place to place, seeking wisdom from various spiritual teachers and gurus, hoping to find the answers he sought. In his quest, Siddhartha learned various meditation techniques, yoga practices, and religious philosophies. He became highly skilled in these disciplines and surpassed many of his teachers in knowledge and understanding. However, despite his deep knowledge and mastery of these practices, he remained unfulfilled. One day, while meditating under the shade of a Bodhi tree, Siddhartha experienced a profound revelation. He realized that the key to enlightenment was not to be found in external rituals, ascetic practices, or the teachings of others. It lay within his own mind and heart. He understood that true wisdom could only be attained through self-realization and self-mastery. Siddhartha decided to devote himself entirely to this inner journey. He sat down beneath the Bodhi tree and made a solemn vow not to rise until he had achieved enlightenment. For days and nights, he meditated with unwavering focus, battling the distractions and temptations of his mind. Mara, the demon of illusion and desire, sought to disrupt Siddhartha's meditation. Mara sent his seductive daughters and unleashed storms and temptations, but Siddhartha remained steadfast. With determination and mindfulness, he overcame every obstacle Mara threw his way. Finally, on the full moon night of Visakha, Siddhartha attained enlightenment. He became the Buddha, which means, the awakened one. He had discovered the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, the fundamental principles of Buddhism that guide one to the cessation of suffering and the realization of true happiness. The Buddha spent the rest of his life sharing his teachings with others. He emphasized the importance of looking inward and focusing on one's own mind and actions. He taught that each individual is responsible for their own enlightenment and that external rituals or reliance on others could not lead to true liberation. One of the most famous stories from the Buddha's life that illustrates this principle is the parable of the poisoned arrow. The Buddha explained that if a person were shot with a poisoned arrow and required immediate medical attention, it would be foolish to ask questions about the arrow's origin, the identity of the archer, or the type of wood the arrow was made from. The urgent task was to remove the arrow and heal the wound. In the same way, the Buddha taught that people often waste their time speculating about metaphysical questions or getting caught up in the affairs of others. Instead, they should focus on their own spiritual development and the immediate task of alleviating suffering in their lives. The Buddha's teaching spread far and wide, and he gained many followers who became monks and nuns, as well as lay practitioners. His emphasis on self-reliance and inner transformation had a profound impact on the lives of countless individuals. People began to understand that true peace and happiness could only be found within themselves. As the years passed, the Buddha's teachings continued to flourish, and Buddhism spread to various parts of the world. His message of focusing on oneself and cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom remains relevant even today.